Hello and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're looking into the Moroccan cultural scene as it was shaping up around mid-April 2025.
Hi there. Yes, we've got a really interesting collection of sources here.
We really do. It covers quite a range. Music festivals, book events, some really important initiatives. It paints a vibrant picture of what was happening.
Absolutely. It's a great snapshot, I think. You see this mix of established traditions and newer contemporary stuff bubbling up.
Exactly. And you can sort of see the connections forming between them all.
Yeah, it's like a tapestry, really. Lots of threads to follow.
So, where should we start? How about Tanger? The Festival du Printemps Local 2025.
Ah, yes, the local sessions event
Right.
running April 24th to 27th.
That's the one. This is actually their second edition, and it sounds like they have pretty big ambitions.
Definitely aiming to make Tanger a hub, right? For art, music, creative industries.
Yeah, and the growth seems significant. They mentioned over 600 visitors last year, and they're clearly expecting more this time around.
Well, and it's more than just, putting on gigs. I was struck by the focus on professional development.
Oh, right, the master classes and roundtables.
Exactly. On creation, cultural practices, even entrepreneurship. It feels quite holistic.
That's a good point, and they also have that creative market.
Yes. Featuring local artisans, cooperatives, fostering that sort of solidarity economy. It's not just about the 4 days of the festival. It feels like they're investing in the local scene long term.
Which is great to see, and the music lineup itself looks pretty packed.
It does. Who's kicking it off?
It starts with Indie Nawa on the 24th. That's that interesting fusion sound, right? Traditional Nawa meets indie music.
Yeah, blending those spiritual rhythms with something more contemporary. And who else?
The 25th has Figoshin, Esmai Yazid, and Sami Yaks. Saturday the 26th features Aida Malamour.
Ah, Aida, that powerful folk music style.
Exactly. Plus Retro Cassetta and Harris Hamza. And then Sunday, the closing night.
Looks like a big international collaboration there.
Yeah, Bill Lawrence and Michael League. And also Abir El Abed with Sergio Delope.
Yeah.
Doing that mix of jazz, flamenco, and world music.
It really speaks to the scene in Tanger, doesn't it? That blend of distinctly Moroccan genres like Nawa and Aida, right alongside jazz, flamenco. It feels very dynamic and outward-looking.
It really does. Okay, so moving on from Tanger, there's also the Shirak Kurs tour.
Right, the Cher Philharmonique du Maroc. Same dates, actually, April 24th to 27th.
Under Anas Ismat.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute to the King Singers, the famous British vocal group.
Which is quite a specific high-level tribute. What's the program like?
Apparently quite eclectic. From ancient music right up to contemporary pieces. The theme is love, explored with virtuosity and humor, they say.
Interesting. And I think what's important here is the impact on sort of democratizing vocal music in Morocco, showcasing ensemble work like this.
Making it more accessible.
Exactly, bringing that kind of performance to a wider audience. It fits into that broader goal of cultural access.
That makes sense. Now, shifting focus a bit, let's talk about books. Morocco was the guest of honor at the Paris Book Fair in 2025.
Yes, a major spotlight. And apparently very well received.
It seems so. Lots of well-known writers were there, Leila Slimani, Tahar Ben-Jaloun, but also emerging voices like Zineb Mekouar and Abdelatif Labi.
It's a fantastic platform, isn't it, to showcase the depth and diversity of Moroccan literature internationally.
Definitely. And themes like heritage were apparently quite prominent in the discussions.
Which is vital. It's more than just visibility. It's about sharing those perspectives, maybe leading to more translations, more global understanding.
Sticking with literature, but back in Morocco. The SIEL Book Fair saw the launch of an interesting initiative, Une Bibliothèque, une école.
Ah, yes, a library, a school. That's a joint project between IBBY Morocco and UAEBY.
Right. And the goal is pretty straightforward, but so important, setting up libraries in public schools.
Particularly targeting those without libraries already, and crucially, schools in regions hit by the 2023 earthquake.
Yeah. The initial plan mentioned was for 35 library boxes, designed for kids aged 3 to 12, placed in 5 schools, really focusing on promoting reading in more isolated areas.
You can see the long-term impact there, can't you? On literacy, access to knowledge, especially for underserved kids. It's a fundamental investment.
Absolutely. Okay, let's switch the mood again. Music festivals. The Nawa show was set to return to Marrakech.
May 8th to 10th, the 8th edition, I think, put on by Association Le Grand Atlas.
That's right, celebrating those Afro-ancestral rhythms, the whole Nawa culture, bringing together Moroccan and international artists.
It's such a unique tradition now in music, deep cultural and spiritual roots. A festival like this is crucial for keeping it alive and also letting it evolve.
Preservation, but also promotion, yeah.
Exactly. Celebrating its vitality.
And speaking of major festivals, Malazine 2025 had a big name announced for June 25th.
Ants Tea Crazy.
Yes, the Guinean singer, performing on the Borgreg stage.
He's really blown up in African urban music, hasn't he? With that Laguda sound, his mix of dancehall, Afrobeat, Guinean rhythms.
Yeah, and he won an Afrima award, too. So, a lot of anticipation for his performance in Rabat. It really highlights Malazine's focus on musical diversity and contemporary African creativity.
It certainly adds a vibrant, current African flavor to their lineup, reflects those global music trends, bringing rising African stars to that big stage.
Definitely. Now, also in May, something quite different, Kalthoumiate.
Ah, the Oum Kalthoum tribute tour.
Exactly. Organized by Medine Productions, hitting 4 cities, Rabat, Tanger, Casablanca, and Marrakech.
Wow, that's quite a tour. Paying homage to the Dame of Arab song.
The goal is apparently to revive the magic of her repertoire, offer that experience of tarab.
That state of musical ecstasy, it's so central to her legacy, and initiatives like this are so important for keeping her music relevant for new audiences.
Who's involved in the musical direction?
Maestro Hisham Talmoudi is leading it, and the lead singer is Marwa Naji, the Egyptian singer.
Oh, the finalist from The Voice.
That's her. Also a cultural ambassador for Egypt. So you'd expect a really faithful and emotionally powerful interpretation. They seem to have the right people involved to do it justice.
It sounds like a really special event for fans. Okay, one last item that caught my eye was actually a book.
Oh, which one?
It's called Politique du Bonheur, Réforme pour un Maroc épanoui. Politics of Happiness, Reforms for a Flourishing Morocco, by Adnain Benchakran.
Interesting title. What's the angle?
Well, the author is described as a retired Moroccan citizen reflecting on the country's development. And his main point seems to be that happiness is often overlooked as a key indicator.
So moving beyond just GDP and economic figures.
Exactly. He's advocating for, well, a politics to happiness that really prioritizes well-being, social connection, alongside economic growth. It's a citizen's perspective.
That's a fascinating perspective to bring into the development discussion. Shifting the focus towards social well-being, happiness, feels like a growing global conversation, actually.
It does. So quite a range we've covered there.
Definitely.
To sum up then, this look at mid-April 2025 in Morocco really showed a culture buzzing with activity. You've got the energy of festivals like Printemps Local and the Nawa Show.
The international recognition at the Paris Book Fair, those vital literacy projects.
And tributes keeping major artistic legacies like Oum Kalthoum's alive. It really does paint a picture of a dynamic, evolving cultural landscape.
Absolutely. And what's striking is how connected it all feels. You sense this strong cultural ecosystem supporting both tradition and, new ideas, innovation.
That's a great way to put it, an ecosystem.
Which maybe leaves us with a final thought for our listeners. How does a thriving cultural scene like this actually contribute to a nation's overall well-being, its identity?
That's a good question to ponder.
Yeah, maybe something to reflect on the role of arts and culture, not just as entertainment, but as something fundamental, perhaps, in our own communities, too.